6 years in prison. That was the sentence. Not because of what a judge felt, but because of what a computer predicted. A 21-year-old named Eric Loomis walked into a Wisconsin courtroom, thinking a human being would decide his fate, but an algorithm had already labeled him high risk. And that single score helped put him behind bars for years. When that AI turned out to be wrong, nobody went to jail for the mistake. Not the judge. Not the company that built the system. Only Eric. This isn't a sci-fi movie. This is how justice is already working today. Right now, in courtrooms across the world, AI tools are quietly deciding who gets bail, who gets probation, and who gets locked up. They're called risk assessment algorithms, or AI judges. They don't wear robes. They don't look you in the eye. But they're influencing the most human decision of all. Do you lose your freedom? Or do you go home? Here's how it works. The system takes your age, your criminal record, where you live, whether you have a job, sometimes even your education level or family background. It throws all of that into a black box model and spits out a number. Low risk, medium risk, or high risk. On paper, it sounds logical. Judges are overloaded. AI is supposed to be faster, more consistent, more objective. That's the promise. But there's a catch. The data feeding these systems comes from a justice system. That has never truly been fair. If the past is biased, and AI learns from the past, what do you think the AI becomes? Investigations into tools like Compass found something disturbing. Black defendants were far more likely to be labeled high risk, even when they did not go on to commit another crime. White defendants were more likely to be labeled low risk, even when they did reoffend. The AI isn't sitting there thinking, I want to target black people. It doesn't think at all. It just learns patterns from decades of policing, arrests, and sentencing that were already skewed. It doesn't understand racism. It just supercharges the results. And it gets worse. One major study found the algorithm was barely better than a random guess at predicting who would commit another crime. In some cases, it was wrong almost as often as it was right. But those shaky predictions are still being used to help decide who walks free and who disappears into the system. Now imagine you're the one standing in front of a judge. They look at you. Then they glance at a screen. Next to your name is a red label, high risk. Maybe you're flagged because you live in a poorer neighborhood. Maybe because you change jobs too often. Maybe because people who look like you have been over-policed for years. The judge can say, I'm just following the recommendation. The company can say, it's just a tool. The judge makes the final call. So when the algorithm is wrong, the blame disappears. But the prison sentence doesn't. This is the future of justice we're sleepwalking into. Algorithms that decide who gets a second chance and who gets a cell. AI in the justice system. Algorithmic bias. Predictive policing. These aren't just technical problems. They're questions about what justice even means. Should a machine, trained on a biased past, have the power to shape your entire future? If questions like that bother you, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Digital Moral for more real stories at the edge of AI, power, and morality. Because if we let AI become the judge, we might lose more than our freedom. We might lose what justice was ever supposed to be.